Hey guys, I want to talk about gun rights, and not a lot of people are going to agree with this, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. We can't all agree on something. Okay, so statistically, there are a lot of gun deaths every year. A lot of people are shot. And that's really sad. I don't like that. Nobody likes that. But also, statistically, wars happen, invasions happen, really bad things requiring guns happen, okay? And guns don't solve a problem. As far as, when it comes to issues that can be solved otherwise, like, for instance, if you're walking down an alleyway and someone approaches you, you could probably just mace them in the eyes if they try to do something to you rather than shoot them in the face. Like, that's common sense. There are many things that we could solve without guns. However, there are many things that we cannot solve without guns due to the world that we live in. There are many people who have guns that could harm us. With our current country, the state that it's in, you would think that we would be very, very cautious about guns, considering we have a very hostile president. We have a president that is happy to threaten other countries, happy to wage wars based on his own behalf and not considering the rest of us. So hypothetically, let's say that the president gets in a bad situation with another country. Hypothetically, let's say that this president triggers someone to feel compelled to invade our country. If we were to ban effective weapons, how do we defend ourselves against this invasion? And what we're talking about is we're comparing, thousands of deaths to millions of deaths. Okay, it's like the greater cause is probably something that we should be focusing on. If we lived in a world where guns could all collectively be banned, this would be a great thing. I would fully support it. But I also kind of worry about a society that is completely defenseless. That's kind of the main thing behind the NRA is they're saying, we have to protect ourselves against the government because, the government could be very much so like a totalitarian state where they weaken the individual person and they strengthen the governments and they basically make us slaves. So this is America, as a lot of you guys have been reminded repeatedly. And in America, we're afraid of our rights being taken away because it's a country of rights being taken away. It's a former slave country. It's a country that robbed rights from Native Americans. It's a country that was losing its rights to the United Kingdom. We have a long history of governments messing with civilians. Okay, governments messing with human beings who should be treated better. So when you have a gun, it's also the best that people can do for defending themselves. So again, I just want you guys to think about the big picture. It's really sad that there are so many gun deaths. It's terrible. There are, many, 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 many times more deaths from doctors misdiagnosing people, and nobody talks about that. So I do want to point out the fact that this is basically a fad thing. It's because it's interesting the way people die, and it's also because we worry about, it happening to us. We're obsessed with violence as a country, and that's why we focus on things that kill actually near the least amount of people and the big scheme of things. Like cars kill a lot of people, and we don't talk about car accidents. Cancer kills a lot of people. We don't ever really talk about cancer. It almost never happens. I haven't seen it happen in a while. There are lots of diseases that kill people, and we just don't obsess. And yet we are obsessed over this idea that we have to take people's guns away when that's not the real threat. It's not the real threat to your kids necessarily. The statistics are incredible. It could happen to any of us. This is true. But the likelihood is slim. So I just wanted to kind of share some light on the gun issue to any Democrats watching. I personally lean Democrat. But I think in the next election, we should really drop that issue because people, they are really passionate about their guns, and I think that we should focus more on people having rights, more rights, not less rights, more review of the individuals who get guns in the sense that we should have healthy-minded people behind guns, but we should never ever talk about making ourselves completely defenseless from invaders or even the government. Like anyone can be an enemy, especially now. Like, we never thought that we would have the president we have. We never thought that we would have the government we have now, but we do. And it's mind-blowing and it's scary. So With that being said, I think that we should focus more on making sure that women maintain their rights. And that would be overall wonderful for our country, because women are the ones who need rights. They're the people who need us to fight for them right now. We don't need to fight to try to take away people's rights as much as we need to make sure that everyone's being treated with enough. They're given enough. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this has helped you in some way. And if it's not, or otherwise you have something to say, feel free to share in the comments below, and maybe my moderators will be nice to you. Bye.